Good morning, students. This is Professor Abdul Mateen from Anjuman Institute of Information Science and Management, Dharwad. In this session, we will be learning how to execute a simple Java program, that is Hello World. When we used the earlier programming languages which we have studied in your first semester, second semester and third semester, where we had an inbuilt IDE, just like for example C uses Turbo C, Visual Basic uses the VB IDE. But in Java, right, even though nowadays we have so many terminals, but the traditional way of executing a simple Java application program, when I say application program, there are other types of programs also, we'll discuss that later. So when I say an application program can be executed using simple notepad and your command prompt. In the last session we have seen how to install and configure the Java in your computer. So in this session we will be learning how to execute the Java program. So let's begin the session. To execute the program, we need to follow the following steps. The first step is open the notepad. Okay. So to open a notepad, what is notepad? Notepad is simply a text editor which allows you to write programs or write some text and you can save it. So you can write your program in a notepad. So for opening the notepad, here I have provided some instructions, that is click Windows plus R key, then in the search box type notepad, okay, or else you can go to start menu, simply say search, or go to accessories and find out notepad, or else simply type Windows R key, right, then type notepad. When I type this will open the notepad. So here we'll write the first Java program. As Java is a pure object oriented programming language, the main method which we write in C or C++ is written inside a class, unlike the C++ wherein main method is written separately and class is written separately. In Java we'll write the main method inside a class. So we'll begin with the class. Say I'll give a class name as demo, right. Then the main method is defined using few keywords, that is public, static, void, right, and then the main method. So main method should be passed with few arguments, that is string argument. So here there is a string class object we have to pass and args. Okay, this header for the main method, or the format of the main method what I have written, you have to follow for every Java application program if you want to execute on a standalone system. Okay, what does this public, static, void, main means is, right, this will have a separate session for this. Today we will be seeing simply how to print hello world on the system. Okay, so main method is part of a class, unlike the C++. Next is the output statement, or if you want to print something on the screen, we have to use the statement println, which is available in system class, right. It will take hello world. Okay, so this is a simple output statement, that is where we have a method called as println method, which will allow you to print something which is there in this parenthesis, right. Parenthesis. Then the println method is available with the out object, then out object is available in system class. So whenever we want to print something on the output screen, we need to use this statement, that is system.out.println. Okay, now I have completed writing of the Java program. Next what I will do is I will save this. So for saving the program, we need to be very careful where we are saving the file. Okay, so what I will do is first I will open. Okay, here you can see the instructions, right. I have typed my program. The next one is save your program. So for saving the program, select any of the drive, right. Maybe you can select D, E, F. Here I will select a drive D. So I will select a drive D, right. Then what I will do is, what is the next step? Create a folder in, that is you can create a folder here, whatever name, it's not compulsory that you have to use Java only. I will say programs, right. So programs, I'll create a folder. The folder name is programs. So after creating the folder, the next step is save your file in this folder. Okay. So do remember that I have created a folder in the D drive. So I'll save my file here. I'll go to the command prompt, file, save as. Okay. So I want to go to D drive, right? I'll select the D drive. Here is my folder programs. So here I'll type. Okay. So while saving the program, you should be very careful of the file name which you are giving. Now I have created a file called I have created a program which is containing only one method, that is main method, which is available in a class. So this class name what I give, that is demo, should be your name of the file. Every time when you want to save a Java program, you should save with the class name which contains the main method. There is a significance. If you have 2 or more classes, then also you have to follow this step. That is what you have to use, the class which contains class name which contains the main method as the file name. So I'll click on save, right? So now I'll go to D drive, I'll click on programs. Now my main method is available in a class called as demo. So I'll select that and I'll write demo with .java extension. So here you can see I have to type in .java extension, otherwise it will take it as .txt extension, which doesn't represent, or Java compiler doesn't represent it as a Java file. So for that you have to save the file with .java extension. Okay. So I'll click on save. So once I save, the file is saved now successfully. The next step is to execute the Java program. So we have completed the first part of the writing the Java program and saving it. Next one is I'll open the command prompt for execution of the Java program. In the last class we have seen how to set up the Java compiler, right? We have set up the Java compiler last time. So in this session we will be using the same command prompt for executing the Java program. Okay, for execution, again for the command prompt, to open the command prompt, we can go to start and search for the command prompt, or else simply type Windows R and type cmd. This will open the command prompt wherein you can execute your program. So once I go for the command prompt, here you have to move to your drive where you have saved your Java program or you have created your folder. So I'll go to D drive. So I'll type D : here, press enter. So now I have moved, you can see here I have moved from C drive to D drive. Next what I'll do is, once I move to D drive, next I'll have to move to my folder wherein I have saved my Java program. So what I'll do is I'll type cd and then the folder name was programs. So I'll move to that folder, right? Now I am in D drive and my folder is programs. Next is I have to use a Java compiler, that is Java C, for compiling my Java program. As you can see the instruction, right? So for example I have moved it to D drive. My folder name is what? Programs. So I am in my folder, right? So I have to type what? cd programs. So once I do this, the next step is to compile my Java program. For compiling I have to use the command called as Java C, which will allow you to compile the Java program. So the syntax is simply Java C followed by the name of the file which we have saved. So here I'll go back to command prompt, I'll type Java C and the name of the file is demo.java, right? With extension I have to provide it to the Java compiler. When I press enter, right? So if the program has any errors, the command prompt will display the error. What is that? Here for example there is an already error in the file name demo.java. Here the :5 represents the line number 5. The error is what? Unclosed string literal. So I think I have missed out the string literal here, the closing string literal. I have opened here, I have not closed here. So I have to close that. I'll go back here, I'll close this, right? So every time you make change in the program, you have to save your file, right? So here I'll go to file and click on save. right? So any changes you make in the program, every time you have to save the file. So once I have made the change, next once again I'll type javac demo.java. So now the prompt has returned without showing any message. This means that the Java file is successfully compiled. Okay. The next step is what? To interpret your program, that is to execute your program. For execution, what you have to do is you have to use an interpreter called as Java, right? Here you have to use the name of the class which contains the main method. Unlike the compiler uses the file name, the Java interpreter uses only the class name which contains the main method. Okay, so here what I have to do, simply type Java followed by the class name which is having the main method. So once I press enter, so you can see I have only one output statement, that is hello world, that is printed on the screen. So I hope this is how the Java program is executed. So again I'll revise this. First open your notepad, click Windows R for in the search box, type notepad. Then once you open the notepad, type your program, then decide where you want to save your file, either CD, E or any of the drive which is available in your computer. Then create a folder, right? I have created a folder programs in this example, right? Then save the file in the folder. So while saving, you should always remember that you have to save with the file name which contains the main method. Okay, so for example here the main method is available in demo class, so I'll save it with demo.java. So this is the first portion of saving your file, that is creating a program and saving the file. So once you have done with this, now the next part is compiling and executing. For compilation and execution of your program, open the command prompt, go to your drive, right? Simply type D drive, E, F, right? Wherever you have saved your program. Then go to your folder using the command called as CD, that is change directory. So once you go there, for compilation now you have to use an compiler, that is javac command. So I type javac, and here you have to type the file name wherein your main method is saved. The next step is, once the compilation happens successfully, if any errors are there, it is displayed on the command prompt as we have seen here, right? If any error is there, it is displayed on the command prompt. If no errors, the command prompt simply returns, it means that it is successfully compiled. Okay, to verify whether the file is successfully compiled or not, you can check that by going to programs, and here you can see a new file is created, that is class file. Okay, what is this? This is called as a bytecode. We will be dealing this later. While I'll explain the features of Java, I will tell you what is this file means. So once you have successfully compiled, the next step is to execute this program. You have to use the Java interpreter, that is Java, and here you have to provide name of the class which contains the main method. So demo is, I have only one class in the program, so Java demo I'll type, which will show the output, that is hello world. So this is how you have to execute a simple Java program. I hope the session was useful for you, and next session will be dealing with the features and brief history of Java. Thank you.